Hey there, this is Em from Unique Phoenix, and welcome to Worthy Wednesday because you are most definitely worthy of great love, both giving and most definitely receiving. Let's talk about change. Sit back and grab a cuppa because we're probably all feeling a bit change exhausted at the moment. In Australia is where we are, and we've been used to our lives for such a long time being able to have this rhythm, and of course there's always change that comes up, and we've probably felt like when we've wanted to change, it's been our choice. And at the moment there is definitely change exhaustion because it doesn't feel like our choice. So how do we find some balance in there? How do we, just find some calm and the ability to feel okay with the constant change that's going on? And I want to offer you this. Whether you feel like you're leaping into change or it's little steps, there's always going to be resistance, whether we feel like it's thrust upon us. And if we can take out the current situation for a moment, and if you can think about a time when you've really felt like, I didn't know I wanted to change this, and life has happened, and then afterwards you thought, oh, I'm really happy about that change. You have a look at that right now, because that's change, whether it's thrust on you or you're choosing to move into it. It's definitely challenging. Knowing why you want this change in your life, or even at the very least why it's happening, helps you move through it, because knowing why builds trust, and it helps you trust your decision. It helps you trust the steps that you're taking. The why fuels that trust. Especially when things go wrong. Things completely fuck up. And they will, most definitely. And when you trust why you're doing it, or what's being presented to you, and why you feel like, yes, you can be part of this change, then you'll be able to move into it a lot more easier. And like I said, there's always going to be resistance. Mind, body, soul, no. Mind and body will always resist change, because the mind, the brain, it likes things a certain way. It really does. It likes the system. It likes, knowing what's going on all the time. And the body has habits, has muscle memory. It knows what to do. And when we look to change things, the mind goes, what the hell's going on right now? No, this doesn't look like what I'm used to. And the body goes, oh, I don't know how to do that. The soul, though, soul loves change. It is cheeky little minx like that, because the soul has full trust in itself. It just knows everything's going to be okay, even when it doesn't feel like it is. So there's, let's have a look at a few areas which could be really important to us, and important actually to everyone, because they're kind of needs-based. And, and everyone has one of these in some capacity in their life, and that's relationships. And this is the most often challenging part of change. Whether you're either saying hi to a relationship or goodbye to a relationship, it requires adjustment. It requires change. So when you're taking someone out of your life, they've held a place. So when they're not there, do you fill that place? Does it need to be filled? What changes do you need to make about how you communicated? What the relationship was? I want to talk about saying hello, because we really do talk about saying goodbye to relationships and taking things out a lot. But what about saying hello to a new relationship. Any kind of relationship, business, intimate, friendship. Here's the thing. We want to stay shiny, bright and new for as long as we possibly can. But here's the thing also, we don't build trust like that. So part of the change is a new relationship coming in is trusting that you can just be who you are and what you need to be in the moment. Because when those cracks and those little breaks start to appear, you start to build trust, and then you're able to change in that relationship where you need to and make adjustments. Because you not only trust, you can trust the other person, but what happens is you really start to build trust within yourself. You can trust being you and perhaps not having permission from the other person to be it, not needing their permission, not needing them to be okay with it, just needing them to see it. I mean, look, in any kind of relationship, it is absolutely beautiful when you can just be okay with who the other person is. And you don't always have to like everything that they do. And that's the duality in relationships, isn't it? And where change and being able to change finds that beautiful balance is, being able to love someone, not really liking everything that they do. Yeah? So saying hello to a relationship is just as challenging as saying goodbye to one, because it requires change, requires you to adjust. And this shiny armor that we put on will have little chinks taken out of it over time. And that's where trust comes in. What about job and career? And everyone's got one of those in some capacity, whether it's full-time mum, full-time dad, full-time career, entrepreneur, part-time job, casual, there is volunteer. There's so many different sorts and styles and kinds of jobs out there. But in some capacity we always have. And even, kids at school, they're a student and that's kind of like a job. So this requires you to meet new people, learn new skills, continuous change until you find your own work rhythm. And all of that, it's change. So obviously I'm going to present you with the idea and a truth that change happens, whether you allow it or you don't allow it. Change happens. And you can enjoy it, but you also have to enjoy the mistakes as well. And here's the thing, if you want to go back to another video last week before, and we talked about this idea about enjoying fuck-ups and how you can lean into that. So have a look at that. But mistakes build trust. Doing things completely wrong build trust. So where we're at the moment is in this change exhaustion. We're forever changing and trying new things, and I'm not saying that you have to enjoy it all, and absolutely you need to feel how you want to feel, and there's frustration and anger and there's lots of emotions going on at the moment. However, when you can give yourself permission to fail and allow for the mistakes, I promise you it will build a deeper amount of trust. If you want to know more about trust, then please book a soul conversation. It's an initial conversation with me, and we can have a chat about how we can build that in your life. It's part of the work I do as a transformation coach. So you can already start to see that whether you're in a relationship or whether you're in a job, when you go in something new and things change, things are gonna, it's almost like it goes into a bit of a crisis, like you just, oh my God, everything's going wrong. And slowly, everything comes, what we perceive as right. What if the wrong is right, because, you know, like without that little crisis going on, we can't get to the good stuff. It's the same as health. When you start having a look at your health and your nourishment, then what you find is your body goes into a little bit of a crisis because, again, the mind and the body are like, what the hell's going on? The body's like, but I always eat this food. What do you mean I can't eat this food now? And the brain's like, look, this is what we do. All right, what's going on right now? So it's almost like you have these two minds going on. Because your mind's going to want to stay familiar, and your body is just slow to learn, but that cheeky little soul is like, but we know this is right for us, and we're okay with being in the crisis. So give yourself permission to feel how you want to feel, because there is a lot of change exhaustion going on at the moment, and probably your relationships are changing with connection. There's lots of stuff happening at the moment. If you would like support and to be able to really build some skills around this so that you can feel a great sense of well-being moving through it, then please let's have a soul conversation and begin the work together. It's part of the freedom matrix, you know, the freedom that we want within this thing that we call life, this matrix. And it absolutely allows the duality in knowing that you're going to have the both sides of it, feeling good and feeling shit, sometimes all at once, and being able to move through that in a way that feels much better for you, calmer for you, and perhaps not feel as much change exhaustion that you are currently feeling. So why, let's get back to it, relationships. You know why you want the new relationships, you know why you want to let go of the old one, you know why you want the new job, and you know, and what comes with that. And that's what propels you through that crisis. You know why you're making changes with your health. The why is what will keep you going through all those challenges in change. Helps build trust. And it helps build change as well. Thanks so much for sharing your beautiful time with me, and I'll look forward to meeting you in the soul conversation. I'll pop a link up so that you can contact me easy and we can get started. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me and your energy, and please remember, there's only one of you. And we need you. You are important. And it's okay feeling how you're feeling at the moment. And second, feel good for who you are, because you're the only person that can. I hope you have all the love and support around you to feel that way in your life. And if you don't, then I'd love to have a conversation with you and begin work so that you can feel that from within. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week on Worthy Wednesday.